So, what do I think are the three most important qualities as a teacher? Number one, I think understanding. In many ways, the most important quality for a teacher will change depending on the student. So, understanding has got to be number one. Being able to really uncover an individual student's strengths, interests, weaknesses, and build custom sessions around that understanding is definitely like 100 times more engaging and memorable than a standard lesson style approach. Number two, I'd say creativity, which I think is so important. Young people have so many demands on their attention, and a long novel, a bit of history or philosophy has got to face up. Well, in terms of how engaging it is to Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all of that, and they definitely do. But being creative in delivering sessions is about making use of all of the resources available to engage students. So I really don't think there's any excuse for a classic learn by rote approach, and I like using YouTube videos, online articles, music, or really anything that students are interested in, and applying it to the topics that we're studying. Number three, I would say honesty. So it maybe sounds a bit strange, but I think this is about being direct. It's so important to be honest about what our goal is and how to get there. So if it's an exam, I think it's equally important alongside studying the topic to think about what the examiner wants to see, how we can make it easy for them to give us a good mark, structure, etc. So being really open about assessments, goals, or exams from day one helps students tackle them and also demystifies the process. So what is my best experience in teaching? Well, my best experiences in teaching, definitely, and they happen a lot, come from when a student asks a question or has an opinion that I've just never heard before, and it sparks that really interesting conversation. So for example, I was looking at Macbeth with a student, and they suddenly said, well, I like him, but don't you think that Shakespeare was a bit overrated? And it was so interesting. We got into talking about whether our perception of Shakespeare now affects how we watch the play and how much this is the case. We asked whether the fact that Macbeth is one of Shakespeare's late plays, likely first performed in 1606, how that affects how audiences would interpret the play, whether they would think it was better aesthetically or more perceptive because Shakespeare was an established playwright. All of these really interesting points that could be worked into writing on the text and got us thinking about what the text really is, a performance, which is ultimately a kind of living thing. So what's really exciting is that moment when a student realizes, in the case of the humanities, that any question or argument, so long as it is convincingly backed up, can be used as part of an exam or discussion, and this is empowering. So why did I get into teaching? I think there's two answers for why I got into teaching. At heart, I loved English, history, and philosophy at school and at university, and I wanted to help people enjoy these subjects as much as I did. The second answer, maybe this is just kind of competitiveness, but I wanted to prove to students that in the 21st century, where everything is so fast and online, books, concepts, and discussions are so exciting and just as relevant as ever. And I thought online tutoring was the best way to do this, so I became a tutor, and here I am. Other than tutoring, I'm a law student in London. I also work as a sailing instructor in the summer at a local club, so I teach kind of practically as well.